Welcome to the Creatrix and the Machine. My name is Florence Ukpabi, Sacred Success Mentor, and I am your host. So this series is a short mini-series around reflections that I've been thinking about how to consciously, soulfully, intentionally use AI without it distorting your frequency, diminishing your voice, or detracting from your soul. Because we have a great opportunity here, but only if we recognize we are the adults in the room and how we show up and how we use AI matters. If you are a woman who is tired of burning out, who wants to create from soul, who wants to put their medicine out into the world, and you want to also use AI as a tool to expand the capacity of what you are able to do without losing yourself to the algorithm, without using yourself to the system, then this series is for you. Are you ready? Let's go. So, today I want to talk about the MIT study that's been making the rounds, or the articles that have been making the rounds in relation to the MIT study, because I didn't know anything about this until I actually came across an email that somebody sent to me, and they were basically talking about how awful, how terrible AI is, and people who use AI are becoming lazier and dumber, and it's affecting your brain in all kind of ways. So, me being me, I decided to go and have a look up on this MIT study and some of the views around it. And if you haven't heard about it, then I will share some links in the description and you can read up for yourself. But basically, it was a study that used 52 or 53 participants in the US, obviously, MIT, and they split their participants into three groups. So the three groups were asked to do some academic writing, I think something to do with an essay, and one group was able to use AI, another group was able to use Google search, and the other group just had to go old style. Probably that meant just reading books, reading resources, and using their brain to do the work. And what they basically found was that people who were more reliant on tools, especially AI, it showed up in EEG and other measurements. It showed up as reduction in critical thinking, reduction in engagement, and also a reduction in recall. Weeks later, they couldn't remember what the heck they'd written, basically. And I found this really interesting. Yeah, there are some issues and limitations with this study, which, I'll probably talk about in a later series. But what I found super interesting about this study was how much it reflected some of my own observations around AI use. I started off being quite, can I say anti-AI? I don't follow trends and waves. And as soon as somebody says like, you must do this and this is the latest fad and you're missing out, and there was so much fear mongering around missing out on AI and you had to jump on it, or, it would steal your jobs and all kind of things. And now it's not even about AI stealing your jobs. Now it's become AI is going to steal your mind and it's going to steal your soul and all this kind of other stuff. There's still fear mongering, but it's a different way. It's on a different level. So it's really reflected back to me some of my own observations around AI use. And one of the things that I noticed was the more dependent I became on AI, the more lazy I became. So there is this truth around, because it makes it so easy to create using AI, in a sense, we stop doing certain things that we were doing easily before. Now it feels like much harder work to think for ourselves. Well, that's what I found anyway. And so it really made me conscious about, okay, how much do I want to use AI? How much do I want to offload to AI? Because I value my brain. It's a muscle that I want to still be able to use. So it's really changed the way and shaped the way that I use AI. I don't just use AI for everything or, yeah, for all the things. I'm very, very selective and intentional about how I use AI now. So I do see my truth reflected in the results of that study. And it's tempting to let AI think for you rather than with you. But this is what the Creatrix and the machine is about. It's about understanding the difference between being supported by AI versus being shaped by it. So here are a few discernment prompts for you, because it really is asking for discernment now. Questions that you can ask yourself and tune into before or even while you're using AI. So some things to think about. Am I outsourcing my voice? Am I grounded in my own rhythm? Is what I'm doing right now, is it a sacred collaboration or is it a shortcut? And I really invite you to honestly notice your own patterns with AI and other tech and tools. How are you using it? Are you being shaped by them or are you being supported by them? So that's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, I'm going to ask you to obviously subscribe to whichever platform you are watching or listening to this from, and also to subscribe to my Substack as well, so you don't miss out on anything else that I am doing.